Hi, this is James Malinchak, featured on ABC's hit TV show Secret Millionaire. And I am so excited to be here with my special guest, Doug Bauerband. Now, Doug is a nationally recognized financial educator, author, speaker, and wealth planner. Hey, Doug, welcome, my friend.
Great, thank you very much.
So glad to have you here.
Appreciate it.
Hey, Doug, let's dive right into it.
Sounds good.
Who do you love working with?
We love working with business owners, executives, professionals, and retirees.
And so in working with them, what have you found are things they want?
Three of the top ones are peace of mind. They want to be able to, be able to rest at night and go to sleep without having to wake up in the middle of the night and wonder what the heck is happening. They want to make sure somebody's looking out for them that they trust. We also have then what is known as the big impact. We want to make sure they create a big impact.
Make a difference for others.
Yeah,
right?
Have a legacy that they can always have to hand down to either their kids or family or maybe some charity out there. And then we also want them to be able to have the freedom to walk where they want to walk, when they want to walk, especially in retirement. Because during that, while they're working, they're collecting a paycheck, maybe $500,000, $800,000. Everything's going good. They got, $2 to $5 million in accounts, but all of a sudden, they retire, that's done. They don't get the paycheck anymore.
Right.
So they're really worried about the freedom to be able to walk where they want to walk. They don't have to give up the cars or the boats or but also take care of the grandchildren.
Freedom, planning, time, we all want the same thing.
Yes.
Right? Peace of mind
Right.
is what we want. I could tell you have a lot of fun working with your clients, and you're so passionate about helping them. But there are challenges that I bet they all face. So what are some of the challenges?
We've kind of narrowed it down to about 12.
Okay.
But if it's okay, we can just go over 3 right now.
Yeah, let's go through a few.
So really the top one is, do they have enough? I mean, whether we talk to somebody who has $1 million, $5 million, $20 million, $50 million, they're all worried about the same thing. Do I have enough?
Will I outlive my money?
Right, and that's the biggest part. And also, if something happens to them, will my wife or spouse or kids be able to live the way that they've been living?
Sure.
The other part is I think it's the 3 most letters that everybody doesn't like in the alphabet.
Okay.
And that's called the IRS. We all pay taxes. But what we do is we try to make sure that clients pay as little as a check as possible.
Right. And there are strategies you can do.
Right, there are strategies you can do. And then one of the last parts that we have is the health insurance. Health insurance is continuing to rise. Never stops, always continues to go.
Yeah, I see that with me every year.
Right. Long-term care issues are more, today or even rising. Some people can't even afford it. How are they going to afford it? Do they have alternatives? Yes or no? So we dive into all of that to make sure that they have that peace of mind going back up there.
Yeah, and I would think, like me, most folks, don't realize that, like, when we get to retirement age, we aren't going to have less costs necessarily. Yeah. Probably with health care going up and no income coming in, like you said, that it could be higher cost in retirement.
Yes, it could, and that's one of the things that we try to solve. If I can just tell you, one of the cases that we had that was real good, that was really a great, heartwarming. We had a client that had a father, and he was 95. Again, no planning, nothing in there, and the daughter took control, which was great. She came in to see me 5 years ago. We were able to do several protection vehicles on the house, on the assets. So we got past the look-back period of the 5 years, which is great in New Jersey,
right.
And he definitely he spent about $500,000 in long-term care, but he still was able, with the asset protection, we were able to save about $2.5 million going down to the heirs.
Wow.
Now, what's really special about this, James, is that, after we had a conversation at that, we really sat there and we said, what is really on your heart? And she said, my dad, I really wanted to do something for my dad, which we were talking about legacy.
Right.
And so we found out that he was great and he loved flying. So what we did was we checked out a couple charities, missions, and what we're going to do is we have a foundation that's going to be opened up that will be able to give money and fund adults or young adults to be able to learn how to fly, but in a mission to go into like a flood area, disaster
others.
areas, hurricanes, what just happened. So it's great. She's looking at that and saying, this is going to be a legacy now for the rest of our lives that not only she can have, and look at, but also all the kids can really like, wow, that's what Grandpa did. So that's what we love to do.
Grandpa's serving and helping people.
Amen. Amen.
I could tell your passion, just by hearing how you're speaking about your clients. How'd this passion start? What's your story?
I guess a lot of us start with family. My dad was in the business, and I constantly saw him helping out my grandmother and grandfather. They were immigrants from Germany, as a lot of parents were, and they came over and they really built up a very nice florist shop in New Jersey, and they had some real estate too. But again, they didn't believe in wills, power of attorney, living wills. They were just living, they were just working, and life gets in the way. Yeah. So my father kept helping them out and kept pushing them, and because of him, they probably saved about 70 to 80% of their estate. Wow. To go down to the heirs.
The heirs, right?
And so at that time, I really looked at it, James, and I said, from that I got a vision that would be my passion and my mission. To help families that have worked very hard to help protect their wealth, and then to help leave a legacy to their children, their families, charities, whatever's dear to their heart.
So your mission really, you're a protector, you're a leader toward what they desire, which everybody really wants to help others and make a difference, but also minimize taxes.
Right.
And a lot of us don't even know you can do that, right? It's those blind spots that you see, and I want to chat for a minute about a blind spot that I have, and I not anymore, but I used to. Learning from someone like you, I fixed it. But it's called the knowledge blind spot. I'm really good over here with what I do, so therefore I should be able to handle my own, financial future plan. And what do you say to the person that says, "Hey, I'm really successful and I'm great over here," and they think they can just do it themselves?
James, that happens all the time.
Take a deep breath. I think you've gone through this before with people.
Definitely, because a lot of times, if you have an accountant, he thinks he's an attorney, he thinks he's an investment advisor. You have attorneys thinking they're accountants, investment advisors. You have people that are very successful and financial CEOs saying, I'm going to be able to handle my own.
I'm a pro basketball player and I can do this on my own.
Yep.
It doesn't match.
Like Michael Jordan trying to become a baseball player. I believe he probably missed 2 more championships in there he could have had, with that. But it is funny when you try to have these people, wear so many different hats. We wear one hat in our office. We are, wealth planners. Investment managers. Yes, yes, and we want to make sure that we do the right job for every client that comes in the door. And I just, a lot of the ones on TV. I remember reading it back when their taxes, when they do their taxes, it says they're entertainers. That's what their
it's about ratings on TV.
Yes, correct. Ratings, and if you don't...
I was on a show. I know. It's about ratings.
Right, and if you don't get the ratings, you don't get picked up.
Right. So, here's one I've heard that's, equally bad, if you will, is, you know what, I went on the internet and I read some blog. First of all, they have no idea who wrote the blog. Right. They have no idea if the person's a specialist, which they're not usually, because anybody can put up a blog. And they think, I'm good, man. I read a blog and I kind of think I know what to do. And I always say, well, 2 words that'll make you broke, or I think. Right?
Amen to that, yeah.
Instead of going to a specialist like you.
Well, even on the internet for something little. If you go on there and I think it's called Online Doctor. Okay. And all of a sudden you put in what's ailing you. Okay, you have no idea who's going to call you back. No idea. And then they want you to take a picture of something on your body. I just don't want to take the chance at that.
Me either.
A doctor, he's a specialist. Go to the doctor, find out what's wrong with you. Because the further you wait, the more painful it's going to be. And the more money it's going to cost you.
And the doctor that knows my past, my history, I get a sense working with your clients, where they are, their history, their family, their future goals, dreams, visions of where they want to go, and you sort of build a bridge to help them.
Correct. Yes, we do. And that bridge can be, quick. It can be long. It can, depending on what assets they have. But we keep that bridge intact.
What I love that you do is you're not saying, hey, we got a blanket plan for everyone, because everybody has an individual, like I may need a short bridge and someone else may need a very long bridge. So you don't have a one-size-fits-all, correct?
Well, you can't. You know,
Right.
where we meet clients, you know, 2 million, 5 million, 50 million, the one with 50 million is definitely not the same bridge as a 2 million.
Right.
So you better have your, you know, ducks in a row and be able to repair or replace or build that bridge for that 50 million or that 100 millionaire. And that's the difference. You can't, just like you said, James, you can't, there's not one, you know, one system that fits all.
You know, what I love that you do is you don't lead with a bib. and so many people do that. They have a bib and they approach clients with, give to me, right. You know, which means they're taking from folks, right? And you have a napkin over your arm and you're approaching clients with, I'm here to serve you. I'm here to make a difference in your life,
So true, yeah.
Whatever that might mean for that individual, and I love that.
My dad taught me that, to be a servant. To be a servant and to be a great listener. And that's where I got, you know, the love of being in this financial services. You know, it's just a great thing to have some person come in and then you sit down with them, you're you know, eye to eye with both both of them, the spouse there, or just you know, just the one. And they're you have a conversation. You know, we're not reaching back, grabbing products off the shelf. You know, we're sitting there having conversation and discovering the undiscoverables. You know, if
I love that.
You know, finding out. You know, we all know that, which we talked about at your home yesterday, the blind spot.
Right.
You know, my dad taught me, hey, you know, I spent a lot of time with my dad. He's a great guy. I miss him a lot. He's been gone for 7 years. But, you know, we were driving in the car and he said, hey, listen, one thing you got to make sure. Remember the blind spots in the car. But the problem is life gets in the way. We forget about them. And then we fall into that, okay, I'll wait. You know, I'll wait to do what I have to
Well, your
do.
dad was a great mentor to you, and what a blessing that you are now mentoring so many of your clients and leading with the napkin.
Oh, serving always.
Always. It's so great having you here, Doug. I appreciate it.
it.
So don't wait. Don't procrastinate. Doug has some amazing free complimentary resources for you below. So go ahead and get those. Take action. Best time to start? Right now. And better yet, contact him, have a meeting with him, have a meeting with his team, and let them find some blind spots that you may not even see. You'll be so grateful that you did. I'm James Malinchak. Thanks so much for watching.